So in this video, we're going to be talking about 9v9 formations for our players that are in the under 11 and under 12 ages. When we always talk about our formations, we'll start with our goalkeeper. So in this particular circumstance, we're set up as one goalkeeper, 3 defenders, okay, 3 midfielders, and 2 strikers. So we would be playing a 1-3-3-2. If you notice, this formation is fairly well balanced. Okay, but there's some different variations that we may ask for. When we are in possession of the ball, okay, so when our team has it, we're going to ask our team to get nice and big and make the field as big as possible, something like this, okay? So our defenders and our wingers getting nice and wide, okay? Our central players occupying this space, and our strikers maybe either working in tandem here or front and back like so, okay? As the ball transfers, we're going to ask our players to shift towards the ball side. So the opposite side player will shift in almost to the center. We're going to make sure that we always have a forward on ball side so that they can look to connect. And the second forward is also going to come across, at least generally to the center line as a good gauge for them. Okay? So those are our basic principles in the 3-3-2 formation. Some coaches may adapt their formation slightly, okay, and they may move into having 2 center backs, okay, 2 fullbacks that also play a little bit like the winger. So if this player travels with the ball up the pitch, this player will slide across, this player will slide, and they'll also ask the opposite side player to slide in so that they still have a nice balance defensively, okay. So that would be our 3-3-2, but as we move towards showing you with 4 in the back, we would have our 2 center backs here, our 2 fullbacks or defenders, okay? We may move in with something like so, okay? And so in this formation, we may line up as 1 goalkeeper, 4 defenders, okay? 3 midfielders, and 1 striker. We're going to encourage our coaches and our teams to choose a formation that fits the personnel that they have. So the formation that they choose is not necessarily defensive just because they have 4 defenders or more defensive than if they played with 3 defenders. But we want them to think about the players that they have at their disposal and what's going to fit their team best, okay? And to explain that better, just because we have 4 defenders, the way that the team may play is that when in possession, you might notice that these players actually push really high up the field, okay? And we almost get them to be like wingers in the 3-3-2 formation, okay? So that's going to adapt depending on the personnel and also the team that they're playing against, okay? Last thing that we'll mention is, again, the basic principles of play. So when our team is not in possession, we want to encourage our players to squeeze the space of the opposing team, and that includes everyone, okay? Because if we win the ball back, for instance here, because our players have come closer together, they're now able to quickly combine and help each other in order to keep possession, okay? So when we are not in possession, the red team has it. Again, we're encouraging our players to get nice and close. That also goes for our forwards, okay? So if this midfield player in red has the ball, we want our forwards back around the ball and not just simply with the other team's defensive line, okay? Now when our team has won it, we want to apply the opposite principle, okay? Dispersing our players, having nice width here and nice depth to our team, and making the pitch as big as possible. Okay, so if our midfield player has the ball, okay, we might be looking something more, okay, like this. So we've had lots of depth. Our striker is right up on their defense, and they might even play just behind them in an offside position. And when they pull this way, what you might notice is it actually draws the other team's defense back, and it creates space for our team to play through. So it's a great idea for our forwards to do this at times, okay? We're going to encourage our wingers to get sideline wide, okay? And again, if the ball transfers to this side, we still want to make the pitch nice and big, but we're going to ask our players to shift across and get closer to the ball so that they're always in support.